It's time for another Dice Tower review with Zee Garcia.
Hey everybody, Zee Garcia here. Today I'm taking a look at a dice game called Trainmaker. Trainmaker here has cards and dice, and you are trying to get the right combinations on those dice, acquire cards, be the first one to go out, achieve whatever goal you're trying to achieve. It's a very simple game, very quick game. Let me show you. To set up the game, we're going to give each player one of these locomotive tokens, 2 secret goal cards, which are right here, and then we're going to shuffle up the deck, flip over 3 cards, and you're ready to begin. On your turn, you are going to be rolling these dice to try to win these cards in the center. You can win more than once. You could possibly win all 3. And you're attempting to win those because to win the whole game, you need either one of each of the kinds of goods being transported, which are listed right here on this card, like timber and corn, etc., or your secret objective. You're given 2, but on the very first turn of the very first round, you discard one and really just keep 1. And these say you need 3 of one thing or 3 of another, typically. There are also some that say you need 7, like this one, of some kind of rolling stock. And those are across the bottom. That's what you need to roll to acquire those cards, all right? So let's say it is this player's turn first. They're going to keep that card and discard this one. And that would be all secret, okay? And then they begin the round. They're going to take all the dice. They're going to roll all those dice and see what they got. In the very first round, you have to roll at least 1 locomotive, which they did. It's that black one. And then you have to start with at least 1 rolling stock. And so this player would keep that green, because one of my secret objectives would be lumber. That's lumber up here. I want that card, or that one also has lumber. So I would keep that, and that would be enough. I could re-roll now if I wanted to. That's what I need at least on my very first roll. But I got another one of these flat cards, so I'm going to put that on my train there, and that's enough to get me this, and every train has to be capped off with the caboose, which is the red face. So if I placed this here, right now in 1 roll, I just got that card. That's green, green, and I have a locomotive, and I have a caboose. That'll do it. I could take that card, we'll flip over a new one, give the dice to the next player, and that's it, okay? However, there are a couple of wrinkles to that whole formula. You can, as you roll, let's say I got 2 locomotives, I could place both, and place that, and then place the caboose. And if I placed 2 locomotives, and I take this card, I could then, with the dice I used, and only the dice I used, so for example, this one, which had another locomotive, would be no good. It's 1 or 2 locomotives, that's it. I would then re-roll these to try to win one of the other ones. And so I could try to do that. And again, if I choose to keep 2 locomotives, I could try for the 3rd one, assuming I complete this. And on the first roll, I could do that. I could roll again, and I could place that. And now I really need, if I can get this one, because the order does not matter on these. If I get the caboose, I win that card also. So I would roll, I didn't get it. So that would be it. I bust on that. I still keep the first card and would just pass the dice and replenish this. I could discard my locomotive once in a game to switch a die to whatever I want to, and that would get me this. That's great. Now I have 2 things towards the 6 I need, and 1 of my secret objective. And so that's the general flow of the game. You got to get the locomotives first, whatever rolling stock you need. It does not have to be in order, and then you have to cap it off with 1 caboose. So you are going to also, at some points in the game, be grabbing some cards that you might not necessarily need, that are duplicates. So for example, let's say I had both of these, and one of my secret objectives is not lumber. I don't need 2 of lumber, which these are. You could use the card for its special ability here in the top corner, and then chuck the whole thing. which again is a hefty cost, but if it's a duplicate anyway, it does not really hurt you. And what they do is one of two things. There are some, like both of these, and let's see if I can find the last one. There it is. These three all have the same power. You can, after you roll, let's say I'm going for blue, I could discard that, and it says I can make any one rolling stock into blue, any one die. So I could turn this into blue. Boom. And this one makes yellow, and this one makes green. And the other one lets you re-roll without locking anything. And so let's say I'm just looking for, I don't know, a bunch of green now. I rolled no green. Well, I could discard this and roll again and hope for some green. I did not get it. I still have to attach something to my train, though, which I could do with that, and just re-roll. And so you don't need the exact combination on the train. You just need what you're looking for to show up in there somewhere. That's it. And you continue doing this until, again, players get one of each, or whatever their secret objective was. The game is very quick, plays in about 10, 15 minutes, and it gives you some of the little special powers, which you may or may not use throughout the game, but you always have the one turn a die into anything locomotive token. You continue doing this, rolling, pushing your luck sometimes, seeing if you can try to get more than one card in a round until someone completes their objective and they win the game. Besides all of that, the game does come with these 3 little mini games in it, which utilize the same dice to do different things. I'm not really going to go over the rules for these because, as I said, they're sort of little extras you get by purchasing the main game, but I did want to make you aware that they are in there, and they can be a cute little distraction if it's something you're looking for. I tend to like push your luck dice games, little ones like this that give you a real simple game. You sit around for a few minutes and chuck some dice, and I think this is a pretty good one in that genre, The theme works well, I like it. The dice are great, they're really well done. The cards, good quality cards. I do wish the artwork was a little less busy so that the symbols would pop a little more is my main concern. I think the symbols in the corners especially don't really pop very well, unfortunately, but other than that, it's well done, and it's a solid little box. The construction of it is great. It's easy to teach, and people do seem to get into it. I certainly enjoy it, and I think it's of that type of game, grab a handful of dice and roll. Do I keep going or do I stop, It's got a couple of differences that I think make this one better than most of the games of that style. I like that you have to start with something, and then it's not just get what you need, but it's get what you need and finish with a caboose, which it adds just a little wrinkle. Sometimes you have what you rolled what you needed, but come on, I need that last die to seal the deal. And yeah, sometimes you roll and you get everything you need in one roll, and it's like, okay. But it's quick, and it's the next person's turn. Or sometimes you're really fighting to that last die, and I like all of those things. The game is simple. It might even be simplistic, So if it's not your style of thing, then you can safely skip it. There is no hidden depth here. There's nothing you did not get from that you missed from that overview. If you thought it looked cute, I think you're going to like it. If you thought, that's it, then you want to skip this one. Because, that's it. But it does that interestingly and in a cute way. I think it's going to go over well as a quick filler, and if you enjoy chucking beautiful dice and making little combinations, then I think you just might enjoy this one. That's Trainmaker.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.